The most important part of your video is the first 15 seconds, and what you say in that first 15 seconds will either cause your viewers to keep watching or it will cause them to leave. So, what should you say in the beginning of your video to keep people watching? Today, I'm gonna show you a formula for starting all of your YouTube videos that you can use every single time to make sure your channel keeps growing on a regular basis. Stay tuned, it's Owen Video.
Owen Video!
Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Owen Video, founder of the Video Marketing School, where you can access tons of pre-recorded trainings that will help you to grow a profitable YouTube channel. Okay, so the first 15 seconds of your video is called the hook because your goal is to hook the viewer's attention and to keep them watching. When you have a good hook, the viewer will watch longer and you'll get a straighter line in your analytics like this. But when you have a bad hook, the viewer exits the video and you get a deep dive in your analytics that looks something like this. So your hook is extremely important, and because YouTube gives you the proper analytics, you're able to actually see how effective your hooks are. There are 3 parts to a good hook, and I'm gonna teach them to you today. Plus, I'm gonna give you a template for writing all of your future hooks that you can use on every single video you make in the future. It's gonna be amazing. Okay, the first hook that you need to learn is called the visual hook. And the visual hook is everything that the viewer sees the moment the video begins. And you really have to think about this, okay? Because when a viewer goes to YouTube and they see your thumbnail, they click on the thumbnail and then immediately they see your set. They see what's on camera. And if you have a messy room, if you have a dirty room, if you even aren't looking at the camera, if you're like looking away and then you look at the camera, all of those things send a very sort of unprofessional signal to the viewer, and it can cause them to X out. So here's what you need to do. You need to really make sure that you're looking at the camera as soon as the video begins. And you can just do that by sort of pausing and looking at the camera and counting to 3 before you say the first thing you say, which I'm gonna talk about in just a quick second. But here are some other things that you need to consider. Think about what's around you. You know, notice that I have foam board over here on the side. I have my microphone here. It's not even plugged in, but I know that you see it. And for those of you with a trained eye, you know this is a very expensive mic, right? Notice that I have like a live monitor here with the right color brick. This is like the 3rd color of brick, by the way, that I've used because I'm constantly trying to give off a look that says video professional. You know, if you're a doctor or a real estate agent and you're sort of doing videos in your garage, that could negatively affect you. If you're a doctor, you should probably be in a doctor coat. You know, if you're a fitness YouTube channel, you should probably be in a fitness type environment so that the first thing I see causes me to want to stay on the video, okay? And this is called the visual hook. Here are some things that you want to avoid in your visual hook. Avoid having blurry images. So make sure that your camera is crystal clear on you. If you're using a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, consider getting a remote for that camera so that you can dial in your image. Try to clean up your messy desk. I'm over here filming with Billy today. Billy made sure that my desk was cleaned up so that it looked nice and didn't kind of congest the set. You want to beware of uneven lines. Make sure you're not off-centered, you know, or bouncing sort of around the camera. Make sure that everything looks even. There's no trash in the background. None of that stuff is good for your video. You don't have to have a big Hollywood set like me. You know, you could have a great looking set in your workroom or even in your bedroom, but just make sure that it looks the best way that it's supposed to look so that when your viewer clicks on the video and they see it, they go, ha, this is a video that I want to watch. Here are a couple examples of great visual hooks. This is my friend Roberto Blake, who has a great looking set. The moment you click on his videos, you go, oh, that's pretty cool. Karen Carr is one of my clients. She's a real estate agent, and again, really great looking set. My client Angelica Ventris as well knows how to start her videos. Okay, so let's talk about point number 2. That's the verbal hook. The verbal hook is the very first thing you say on camera. It also kind of refers to the very first thing that the viewer hears. Now, typically on YouTube, this is going to be some type of opening statement. And largely, you're telling the viewer what the video is about. But you can't just end there. You have to communicate the emotion and the passion that you're putting into this video so that the viewer thinks that you care. In other words, it's not just what you say, it's how you say it. Your verbal hook needs to tell the viewer that they're in the right place watching the right video. Here are some tips for writing a great verbal hook. Number one, plan it out. Think about what you're gonna say. If you're not gonna open with a statement, think about the music that's gonna play. Think about the very first thing the viewer's gonna hear when they log into your video. Time it for approximately 15 to 20 seconds. Your hook should not be a minute long, right? Your hook should be something that's very, very quick. And finally, rehearse it. Practice it over and over again, even before you start filming, because that first 15 seconds determines the pace for the rest of the video. And so I've often taught my clients that it's better that you front load your video with your best stuff, and then you maintain throughout the rest of the video, okay? So it's really important that you practice it and that it's not super boring. Here's some examples of great verbal hooks.
Oh, wait a minute. That's right. I'm not Casey Neistat.
So how you feel about being a Zillow Premier agent now?
Are you one of those people who thinks eating healthy means you need to eat boring? Like you think you're gonna need to eat steamed chicken and broccoli every night? Wrong!
Now, I'm gonna give you a template for writing a perfect hook, but before I do that, I need to explain to you this last part called the value hook. And the value hook is extremely important, and it's the #1 place where small YouTubers like you drop the ball and lose your viewers. The value hook is where you communicate the reason why the viewer should care at all about your video. This is where you tell them why they should spend time watching your video and why this video is valuable to them. Recently, I interviewed my good friend Sean Cannell, and listen to what he had to say about creating a value hook.
A couple practical things would be opening up with what the video is about, but I think the key is what result and why it matters. So for example, if we teach YouTube tips, we might say in this video, we're gonna teach you 3 tips on understanding YouTube analytics.
Yeah.
Decent, but that's a disconnect from the why. Most viewers are not waking up saying, you know, I just feel if I understood analytics better, I'd be a happier person.
Right, they don't even know.
Yeah, and it's really that analytics, understanding analytics better could lead to getting more views, more subscribers, or maybe making more money. That's the actual desire. So you need to make sure you're hitting the core desire of your audience plus what they're about to learn. So that becomes twice as strong.
So your value hook should go one step beyond telling them what you're gonna do and telling them why it matters to them in this particular video. And here's the thing that you're gonna find about your value hook is that you can make the same video multiple different ways simply by tweaking the value hook, right? So you could do something like, hey, here's how you make a video so that you get more subscribers, right? Or here's how you make a video so that you get more watch time. You know, here's how you make a video so that you can get more views, right? All of those things have a different value hook, and yet I could very well be teaching very similar strategies inside that video. So I want you to think about the value that each individual video that you're making is providing to the viewer. As an example, it's not enough to say, hey, in today's video, I'm gonna show you how to quickly organize your living room. That was terrible. A good value hook will sound something more like this. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how to organize your living room so that you can spend less time cleaning and more time doing the things that you love. Man, that guy's good. So how do you remember all this? The verbal hook, the value hook, the visual hook. How do you incorporate all of that every single time without missing a beat? Well, I made you a template, and you can look at that template. Let's put it up on screen right now. If you use this template every single time, you will have a great hook for every single one of your videos, and then you can improve on this over time. So I want you to feel like you can copy and steal this and use it in your videos over and over and over again. But if you want to just copy this right now and put it in your clipboard, I've put it in the description box below so you can go down there and get it. Here's what it sounds like. Today I'm going to show you X so that you can achieve Y and finally experience Z. Stick around, it's Owen Video. Now let's apply that to a few different examples. Today I'm gonna show you how to drop properly in Apex Legends so that you can get more loot and win more of your battles. Let's apply it to a real estate channel. Today I'm gonna show you how to apply for a home mortgage that will get you a lower interest rate so that you can get a better house at a lower price. I think you get the point. Is it starting to make sense? Now, I'd love to know what questions you have because we covered a lot of content today. Do you have any questions? Let me know in the comments section below. And if you want to keep learning more about how to grow a profitable YouTube channel that gets views and gets subscribers, then watch this video next where I'll go even deeper into another strategy that will help you become the best YouTube creator that you can be. I'm Owen, and I'll see you in the next video.